Hello, Nigar.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Okay, Nigar, İlknur, Mam, Alekber, Adilhan. So, İlknur, can you hear me well?
Yes, I can.
Very good, very good. Alekber, are you ready for class?
Yes.
Alekber, can you turn on your camera for 2 minutes? Alekber, how are you?
I am fine.
Actually, yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday, I shared some files in WhatsApp. Did you try those questions? Are you solving those questions?
No. I'll read.
And you're going to have tests on Thursday. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
Good. So actual test question will be similar to those questions. So you have to practice so that test on test day, you will not get confused much. And guys, Nigar, İlknur, Adilhan. Okay. So about the test, you're going to have tests on Thursday. I have already shared 1 or 2 sample questions. Okay. So how will you do tests? Again, you should not be late. Okay, at 9 o'clock we will start, and I will just share the screen. Let's say for one question, I will give you some time. You have to do that, and we will move to the next question. And you have to write your answers on a piece of paper. Then you have to send it to me. Okay, that is how you are going to take this test.
At 9 o'clock p.m. or a.m.
Yeah, lesson time. Lesson time. What is your class on Thursday? It is this time, right?
6.
Yes. Then from 6 to 7 you will have test. Okay.
Okay.
Good. All right. Okay, guys, everybody's here. Then let's continue. Just okay. Good. Guys, good to see you again. If you are ready, let's start. If possible, keep your camera on, okay, so that we can have some question and answer session. As you know, we were talking about volume and surface area. We did a few examples, but usually geometry questions, not every time it is so clear. So you have to practice so that you will get good at it, okay? So 2 questions are left, and after that we will do some questions from review questions 9, and in this one I will finish today's class. If we have more time, we will practice some questions from the test file that I already shared with you, okay? If not, and we will solve some different questions. Okay, if you are ready, guys, let's continue that. As you know, we were talking about how to find the volume and surface area of certain shapes or figures. Those are like prism or pyramids or cylinder or sphere. Okay, so in this question, it says that a circular metal sheet, 30 centimeters in diameter and 0.25 centimeters thick, is melted and then recast into a cylindrical bar of diameter 5 centimeters. Find the length of the bar. Okay, so it says that a circular metal sheet, right, 30 centimeters in diameter and 0.25 centimeters thick is melted and then recast into a cylindrical bar of diameter 5 centimeters. First, what is given here? The first part. You can just imagine that we are talking about some kind of coin, but the coin is big and also thickness is big, right? So we are talking some kind of coin here. Okay, that is our circular, what is it? Metal bar. And here inside, I should just draw this something like this. Okay. So I think not like that. I should draw like this. Okay. All right. So that is our circular metal sheet, 30 centimeters in diameter. So the diameter is, this one is a diameter. So that is diameter is equal to 30 centimeters. And 0.25 centimeters thick. So the thickness, right, this thickness is 0.20 centimeters. Okay, who is, can I send you my test tomorrow, please? Because I saw that you sent just yesterday and late evening, and today I don't have to. Okay, Stalin, about the test. Okay, anytime we can submit. Actually, I just gave those tests for to you to practice. Okay, and on Thursday you are going to have tests similar to those questions. So that's why you have to practice and get used to it. When I just share my screen, and you will have some time, maybe 2-3 minutes, you have to solve during the given time. And after that, we will move to the next question. Okay. So if you just practice 1 or 2 tests, actually, you can do your test much, much better. If you don't practice until you understand the question, you may waste a lot of time. But when will we have exam? Okay. So when is your exam? Your exam is on Thursday. Okay. Your exam is on Thursday during the class time. Official, Selen, this is just progress test. Okay, we want to get some information about how you are studying, are you doing your homework, and to report to your parents, okay, how you are studying this course. That's why we need to give this test to you. Okay, good. So guys, we are talking about the circular metal sheet, 30 centimeters in diameter and 0.1 centimeter thick, is melted. We are melting this and then recast into a cylindrical bar of diameter 5 centimeters. Okay, and find the length of the bar. So we just recast this, and using this one, right, we just recast this, and we are making some kind of bar like this, cylindrical bar. Okay, it may be longer, I don't know. Okay, that's our cylindrical bar. And the diameter 5 centimeters. So the diameter of this one, it is 5 centimeters. And the length, I don't know. Let's say the length is L. Okay. So the question is, what is this L? And since we are recasting this, right? And after that, actually we are recasting this into this bar. That means that their volumes are the same. And let's say if the volume of the first one is, this one is volume V, and also its volume must be V. If I say that this one is volume 1 and this one is volume 2, so this volume 1 must be equal to volume 2, because we are just actually reshaping this, right? Okay. All right, Ibrahim Iskandar, did you understand the question?
Can you hear me?
Okay, so
Mr. Shaza.
what is V1? Let's find V1 on the left-hand side. What is V1? Since it is circular, right? It's just base area times height. It gives us the volume. And what is the base area? Base area is pi r squared. And here we have the height. And what is the radius? Since diameter is 30 centimeters, that means that r is equal to 15 centimeters. So here we have pi. Here we have pi times, what is r? R is 15 squared times height. Height is 0.25. So that is 0.25 centimeter. That is 1/4. That is equal to 25. 15 squared is 2 to 5. So here we have 2 to 5/4 pi cm cube. Cm cube. On the other hand, how about V2? What is the volume of this cylindrical bar? Again, it is just cross-sectional area times its length, right? The cross-sectional area, since diameter is 5 centimeters, its radius is 5/2 centimeters. Again, its area is pi r squared times here it is length, pi times what's the radius? Radius is 5/2 squared times length. I don't know. The length is L. So if I simplify this, 5 squared is 25, and 2 squared is 4, and here we have pi, and here we have L, right? And actually the first solid is just recast into the second solid. That means that their volumes are equal. Since V1 is equal to V2, that means that V1 is 2 to 5/4 pi. On the right hand side, how about V2? That is 25/4 pi L, right? So now if I divide both sides by pi, this pi are gone, and also multiply both sides by 4, this 4 is gone, right? What is left here? 2 to 5 is equal to 25L. Now from here we know how to solve this equation. We should just divide both sides by 25 to isolate this L. So that is 2 to 5/25. Or if you just divide this by 25, that's equal to 8, 9. So that's equal to 9. So dot, the length of this cylindrical bar is 9 centimeters. Nigar, did you understand the solution?
Yes.
Celine, any question?
No questions.
Very good. I mean, if everything is clear, guys, but still, I suggest you to solve this again. Could you also send these examples to the WhatsApp group chat? Okay, I will. If I don't forget, just remind me after the class, I will send it. That is the last example from this section of this chapter. Volume and surface area of a cylinder. Adilhan, can you read the question?
The figure below shows a section of a steel pipe. Given the internal radius of the pipe is 2.1 centimeter, the external radius is 2.5 centimeters, and the length of the pipe is 12 centimeters. Find A, the volume of steel used, B, its total surface area, take pi for 22/7.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. To answer this question, as you see here, it says that the figure below shows a section of a steel pipe. Okay, you know what does it mean pipe? Pipe is inside, it is empty, right? The water flows through the pipe. Given that the internal radius of the pipe is 2.1 and the external radius is 2.5, right? What is it? Just the cross-sectional area. If you just cut this from the top, right, the cross-sectional area will be something like this. That is the external one, and this one is the internal one, right? And this part is the thickness of this pipe. Okay, it is very thin, but just here to show to be able to do this, I just drew a bit thick. So this internal radius is 2.1. That is from the center to the smaller circle, right? That is 2.1. And how about the external radius from here to the bigger part, right? So that radius is, let's say it is capital R. This one is lowercase r. This capital R is 2.5 centimeters, right? So, and the length is 12 centimeters. The question is, number one, what is it? It says that the volume of steel used. Okay, we have to find the volume of steel used. So question A, what is the volume of steel used? It is like, again, when we are talking about the volume of solids, right? Usually we just find it is cross-sectional area, and we should multiply this by its length or height, whatever you call this. Okay, if it's just lying down, we call this length. If it's just standing perpendicular to the ground, we call this height. And what is the cross-section area? Cross-section area is the shaded region, right? So to find the shaded region from the big circle, we have to subtract the smaller circle's area. So that is actually the area of the shaded region. That's equal to big circle's area. That is pi capital R squared minus small circle's area. That is pi R squared. And pi is a common factor. I can just keep this out. What is capital R? That's equal to 2.5 squared. Minus, how about the lowercase r? That is 2.1 squared, right? Now, if you simplify this, what is 2.5? Okay. What is 2.5 times 2.5 minus 2.1 times 2.1? That's equal to 1.84. So the answer here is 1.84 pi cm squared. That is the cross-sectional area of this pipe. And now to find the volume, right? What is the volume? Volume is base area, that is the shaded region here, times we should multiply this by its height or length. So what is the shaded region? That is 1.84 pi. We have just found this times, how about the length? The length of this one is equal to 12. And the question says that take pi as 22/7. So here we have 1.84 times our pi is 22/7 times here we have 12, which is equal to 1.84. Okay, 1.84 is divided by 7. That's equal to, anyway, 1.84 times 12. That's equal to, correct the two decimal places, 69.38. 38. So dot, the volume of the solid is 69.38 cm cubed. Corrected two decimal places. Okay. So that is the volume of this solid. Now in the second part of the question, we need to find this total surface area, right? So what is the total surface area? That's equal to the areas of internal and external curved surfaces plus area of two rings. Okay, once again, here is saying that the total surface area, right? That is, what should we understand from this? When you just say total surface area, the part that is in contact with the air, let's say, okay? So which part is in contact with the air? As you see here, this top part, right? This top part here, this top, right? And the external curved surface area, right? And also internal, right? Inside the pipe. And also it is a surface area. So from B, let me just write here, question B, and total surface area of pipe, let's say total surface area of pipe. Okay, is equal to, what is it? It is area of internal and external, what is curved surfaces? Let me just write here, area of internal and external curved surface area. Okay, surfaces, that's the surfaces, plus two, what is it? Area of two rings. Okay, because we call it, see, it looks like a ring, right? The top, that's why the area of two rings. At the top, that is this, right? At the bottom, actually, it's exactly the same. Just we need to find these two areas. And actually, at the here, we have already calculated, right? The area of the one ring. So I will multiply this by 2. And how about the curved surface area? To find the curved surface area, we know that actually if it is a cylinder, right? Again, once again, if you have A4 size paper, just fold this to make a kind of pipe, right? If you just unfold this, it becomes a rectangle. So if you're talking about the cylinder again, and if you just unfold this, right, and we will get this kind of rectangle, right? Just folding this, like rolling this, we can form the cylinder. Now, what is, if the radius of this cylinder is, let's say, r, then the length of this rectangle will be 2 pi r. If the height is h, the width of the rectangle is h. Now, what is the area of this rectangle? It is 2 pi r times h. Right, Selin? Do you agree with me? Is it clear?
Yes.
Very good. So I'm just going to use this. For the big one, right, I'm going to use capital R. For the small one, I'm going to use small r. So at that time, the area of internal and external curved surfaces will be equal to, what is it? That's equal to 2 pi capital R times height. Height is equal to 12. Plus, for the smaller one, it is 2 pi lowercase r times 12. Plus 2 times, right, the areas of 2 rings. I'm just going to put this here. So what is it? I have already calculated there. That's equal to 1.84 pi. Okay. And we know what is capital R. Capital R is 2.5. Lowercase r is, it is, what is it? 2.1. So if I just write here, let me change the color so they can see this. That's equal to, as you see here, 2 pi, and here we have 2 pi, right? Just to speed up our calculation, I can keep these things out. So here we have 2 pi, open bracket here, and here we have r times 12. What is r? Capital R is 2.5. So that is 12 times 2.5. Plus, the second one is 12 times lowercase r. That is 12 times 2.1. Plus, now here we have 1.84. 1.84. Okay. So now just inserting everything to your calculator, we can get the answer. Here we have 2 times pi times, what do we have here? Open bracket. That is 12 times 25 plus 12 times 2.1 plus 1.84. Close the bracket. That's equal to, what is it? Okay. Guys, give me a minute. Let me use another calculator. Okay. So it is 2 times pi, open bracket, 12 times 2.5 plus 12 times 2.1 plus 1.84, close the bracket. What is it? The answer is 3.58, 358.39. It is 39 cm squared. Ladies and gentlemen, if any part is not clear, please, I can take your questions because that is the last slide. Now we will do revision. Selin, Al-Akbar, Adilhan, Nigar, Ibrahim, any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, guys, you are saying no. And also, I think what I feel that you are not practicing. Maybe you are so busy, but let's see, okay? On Thursday, I will just share the screen like this. Let's say that is question number 1, and I will give you like 5 minutes maybe, and within this 5 minutes you have to solve it and write your answer, okay? And just I'll take your answers, not the solutions. So in this way we will do your test on Thursday. So you should not be late. If possible, join the class 5 minutes earlier. Okay, what's your thoughts? They lead to attitudes. What's your attitudes? They lead to words. What's your words? They lead to actions. What's your actions? They lead to habits. What's your habits? They form your character. What's your character? It determines your destiny. Selin, would you like to comment on this quote? What do you understand from this quote?
Nothing.
It is very, very meaningful, okay? And maybe you can read this later and think about every sentence here. Watch your actions, they lead to habits, for example. That means that, for example, what is your actions? Not doing homework, not studying, for example. Okay, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now, all of a sudden, maybe you are not aware of that. Now, not studying becomes your habits. And playing telephone, for example, these days, a lot of people spend a lot of time on using telephones, right? You say, okay, today, tomorrow, and all of a sudden you may see that actually weeks passed, but actually you wasted a lot of time and it has already become your habit. Now you are just struggling with yourself to change your habit. That's why it says that watch your actions every day. What did I do today? How did I spend my time? Okay. Maybe you didn't have a perfect day, but at least if you just look back and question ourselves, actually it makes some kind of contribution to improvement little by little. Okay, I should not do this, I should not do these things, I should do more these things, blah blah blah. And watch your habits, they form your character. Watch your character, it determines your destiny. Anyway guys, that's very meaningful, but we don't have much time now. We'll talk about this stuff later. So I am opening the last part of this chapter, and once again this chapter is very important chapter, and if possible, you have to practice every question without skipping any question. And if you don't understand, bring it to the class. We will discuss together. Okay. Guys, 1 minute. Let me also take attendance quickly. Okay. Today is 11. Al-Akbar here.
Yes.
Selin here. Ibrahim here. Adilhan here.
Yes.
İlknur, are you there?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Nigar here. Anybody else here? Ibrahim, Selin, Adilhan. Selin. Okay, that's it, I think. All right, good. Okay, guys, this is the last part of this chapter, review questions. As you know, actually, for each chapter, we have a kind of examples, introduction, and after that, we have practice questions. At the end of each chapter, we have mixed practice questions. At the end of like 4 or 5 chapters, we have revision tests. That's actually, we are going to finish the chapter 9, already finished. Now we're going to do some more review questions here. So your test questions will be from chapter, especially chapter 6, 7, 8, and 9, from the last 4 chapters, okay, 4 topics. And chapter 6, as you remember, it's about number sequences. Chapter 7, it is simple algebraic equations and inequalities. Chapter 8 is about perimeter and area, or area or perimeter, area and perimeter of simple geometric figures. And chapter 9 is about volume and surface area. Will we have our overall test or just about surface area and volume? Okay, so Selin, it's an overall test about from the last 4 topics, okay? So that's linear equations, number sequences, area and perimeter, and this volume. All right, let's continue. Okay, and I hope by watching more and more you get used to these questions, but still you have to practice these questions. All right, review example 1. 150 liters of water is poured into a cylindrical drum of diameter 48 centimeters. Find the depth of the water in the drum. Okay, these are very real life questions. Can you send all the topics of all the chapters and how many chapters there are? Okay. Actually, I have sent already everything, but if you want again, I can send you again. Okay. So 150 liters of water is poured into a cylindrical drum of diameter 48 centimeters, right? Find the depth of the water. So that is the capacity or volume of the water, right? Here we have the water. And let's say the height is h. Now from here, since the diameter is 48, then what is the radius of the bottom of this cylindrical tank? That is just half of the diameter, right? That is 24 centimeters. Good. Let me use purple here. So we know that first this capacity is 150 liters, and here the dimensions are in centimeters. First, we have to convert liters into centimeters cube or cubic centimeters, right? And also we know that if you remember, 1 liter is equal to 1,000 cubic centimeters, right? So immediately if I change this 150 liters, it becomes 150, right? Each liter is 1,000 centimeters cube. So that's equal to 150 times 1,000 cubic centimeters, which is equal to 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 cubic centimeters. Just a minute, guys. Every time, just keep your eyes on the PC. It gives a lot of, I don't know, I feel my eyes feel tired. So now I feel better. Good. So that's it, okay, because the units must be the same. So we have just converted liters into centimeters cube in our first step. Now the second step, 150, 100 at the capacitor, right? 150 liters is equal to 150,000 cubic centimeters. That is the volume of the water in the tank. So that volume of the water, that is 150,000 centimeter cube. That's equal to what? And how do you find the volume of the water in this tank? It is just the base area times height, right? And what is the base area? Base area is pi r squared times height. And from here, I need to find h, right? So if you just solve for h, that h is equal to 150,000 over, I'm just dividing both sides by pi r squared. So what is pi? Pi is, okay, I'm just going to use pi as 3.142. And how about r? R equals 24. See, so here we have 24 squared. So that's equal to, here we have, what is it? 150,000, and we should divide this by 24 squared, that is 576. And also we should divide this by pi, that's equal to 82.90. So that's equal to 82.90. Correct, two decimal places. Okay, so that's why that actually the height of the water in the tank is 82.90 centimeters, less than 1 meter. Okay. And maybe if, for example, here, if you didn't understand why I'm just dividing by the letters, right, the variables, first you have to substitute the values. I know what is pi, that is 3.142. We know what is r, right? And you just multiply them together. And after that, you can divide both sides by, what is it? That's pi r squared, which is equal to 24 squared. That's equal to 576 pi. Okay. All right. Next question. Al Akbar, Would you like to read this problem?
The figure shows a closed container of uniform cross section.
Cross
The
section. Cross section.
section consists of rectangle ABCD and a quadrant DAC of a circle center D. Given AB um,
AB
okay.
equals
For
14.
14 centimeter,
Okay.
AD 9 centimeter, and B high
BH.
G
BH.
BH C gay AF IL and 20 centimeter calculate.
Okay. That's enough. Alekbar. Now let's try to understand. So here we are given a figure, right? As you see in the picture, it is a closed container of uniform cross section. Okay. And what do we mean by uniform cross section? Suppose that what does it look like? Maybe it's some kind of cheese. Okay. Maybe a piece of meat. Okay. That is in the shape. That means that from any point, maybe, let me just draw here, maybe from here, or maybe from here, maybe from here, okay? If you just cut with knife, that is perpendicular to the ground or to the table, right? And that area, right, that's facing to you, they are the same. That is what we mean by uniform cross section, right? Uniform cross section. Okay. So that means that every cross-section area is, as you see, it's a rectangle like this, and plus the quadrant. That is the cross-section of this container. Anyway, the cross-section consists of rectangle ABCD, as you see, and a quadrant DEC of a circle. The quadrant means, as you know, it's 1/4 of a circle, right? Center D. The D is the center. Given that AB equals 14 centimeters, AD equals 9 centimeters, and BH equals CG, see here, BH equals CG, I can just mark them, this BH equals CG, right? And EF, where is EF? Also is equal to this EF. And also AI, what is AI? AI is here, inside, right? Behind this, AI. They are all equal. They are equal to 20 centimeters. Number one, calculate the area of the cross section ADECB. Okay. So number B is the volume of the container. Number C is, question C is the area of the surface BCEFGH. Okay, very good. So let's start with the area of the cross section. Let me just write here question A. What is the area of ADECB? ADECB, right? That's just equal to the area of ADC. That's equal to 14 times 9 plus, and the quadrant, right? And how do you find the quadrant? That's just 1/4 times pi times r squared. And what is the radius of this quadrant? The radius is DE, right? What is DE? Is it given? AD, 9, okay, DC. So DC, right? This AB equals DC, and also D is equal to this, because DC and DE, those are just radii this circle. So actually DE is equal to 14 centimeters. So that is pi r squared. So our r is 14. So here we have 14 squared. That's it. Now from here, okay, that's equal to 14 times 9. What is 14 times 9? 14 times 9 is equal to 126. That is 126 plus 1/4 times, it says take pi as 22/7. So that is 22/7. And how about 14 squared? I can write it as 14 times 14. Okay. So that's equal to 126 plus, and this 14 with 7, it is gone, only 2 left, right? And this 4 and this 2 and this 22 gone, only 11 left. What's 11 times 14? 10 times 14 is 140. One more 14 is 14, 154. So that's equal to 154. And the unit sum is 100 plus 100, 200, 20 plus 50, it is 70, 6 plus 4 is 10. So that's equal to 280 cm squared. What is it? That is the area, right, of the cross section, or the cross section area of this container. Now in question B, let me just use blue here. The volume of the container. Again, since it has uniform cross section, right? How do you find the volume? That's just cross section times its length, right? Or let's say this height here, but here it's just lying down on the ground, so we just call this length. So the volume of this one is equal to cross sectional area, right? So that is, let's say, area. Let me just call this area of the base or cross section times, which multiplies by length. And cross section we have already calculated here. That's equal to 280. So that is 280 times, how about the length? Length is 20 centimeters, right? So that's equal to 20 centimeters. And 2 times 28, that's equal to 5, 6. And 0, 10 times 10, that's equal to 100. So cm cube. So the volume of this container is 5,600 cm cube. And the last question, the area of the surface BCE BCE, right? BCE and the FGH, right? And how do you find the area? Again, as you see, if you look at this, let me just use here red to show that region BCEFGH. This one is B, this one is C, and this one is E, and this one is F, right? This one is G, and this one is H. So we are talking about this area, this part, right? That is just a rectangle. And also we are talking about this area, right? What is this? Actually, it's just a quadrant, right? The base is quadrant. So that area will be just 1/4 of the curved surface area of a cylinder, right? Because if we just suppose we are a cylinder and you're just dividing this into 4 equal parts, right? It is just the curved surface area of one part. So at the time here, the part C, okay, for part C, let me use green, okay. The total surface area, that's S, will be equal to the area of the rectangle, that's equal to 20 times BC. What is BC? BC equals 9, right? So that's equal to 9. Plus, how about that curved surface area? It is 1/4 times. How do you find the curved surface area of the cylinder? Again, that's equal to 2 pi r, right? It's the length of the rectangle times height. Now here, that is 2 times pi times r. What is the radius of this? That's equal to 14. We have already calculated. That's equal to 14 times, and here we have 2 pi r, right, times h. And what is h? This one is h. H is 20 centimeters. So that's equal to 20 centimeters. So that's equal to, here we have 20 times 9, that's equal to 180, plus 1/4 times 6, just 1/2, times, how about pi, 22/7, and 14 times 20, which is equal to, now if you simplify this, let me just continue. Here we have more space, 180 plus 22/2, that's 11, right? And the 14/7, that is 2. And here we have 20, which is equal to, that is 180 plus 2 times, okay, 11 times 40, which is equal to 620 cm squared. That is the area of that part. That's the surface area. And if they ask what is the total surface area, at that time we need to find all the areas, right? The bottom and top and left hand side and whatever it is. All right, gentlemen, 1 minute break. If you have any questions, I can take your questions now. Any questions, Selin? Many questions. Yes, out of these many questions, ask me one question, Selin. Okay. All right, guys, we have just 12 minutes left. Let's continue then. Send it anytime. You can just, if you don't understand the question, try this. You can take a picture and send it to me, okay? Or sometime we can meet like 10 or 15 minutes and I'll try to answer the questions. All right. Because now let's just do the class, because everybody, actually others may want to just may want me to continue solving these questions. That's why. How many questions we will have on exam? When result will come? Will it be hard? Will it affect our grade? We will have just 1 hour. So Selin, actually you will have around 10, 12 questions. Okay, the test, it will be very similar to those test questions. Okay. Altogether, maybe it's like 9 or 10 questions, but some questions may have sub questions. Question 1, maybe question A, question B. But you should try to solve the questions fast. As I told you, just knowing or not having knowledge is not enough. And also you need to have good speed, because everything is limited, right? Even SASMO, for example, you will have maybe 90 or 100 minutes. So during this time, you have to solve 25 questions. For this, you have to practice more and more questions. Actually, it's not only about SASMA. You know, once you learn how to work fast, it will help you a lot to learn other subjects fast. Can we use calculator? Yes, you can use a calculator. For pi or something or roots, yes, you can use your calculator. Good. Okay. Let's do 2 more questions and we will continue next time this part. All right. Take pi to be 3.142 where necessary for the following questions. Find the volume and surface area of each of the following prisms, right? It says find the volume and surface area of each of the following prisms. Okay, let's start with I. Now, how do you find the volume? As you see here, it is a composite solid, right? We have 2 prisms here. At the top, we have 1. Let me just call this one is V1. At the bottom, we have another one that is V2. So this V is equal to V1 plus V2, right? And to find the volume of the prism, what is it? We should just multiply its length by width, right? It's just length times width times height. That gives us the volume of the prism. From the first one, as you see here, V1, right? What is V1? Width, right, or height is 2 centimeters, right? And length, it is 6, and width, it is 3. This part is 3. So that's equal to 2 times 3 times 6 plus, and how about V2? Again, it is width, it is 3, right? It is 3 times, how about length? It is 3, and also this part is 6, right? Until here, it is 6, until here, it is 3. So 3 plus 6 plus 3, that's equal to 12 length. And how about the thickness? It is 2, right? It's just equal to 2. So it's equal to 2. So that's equal to 2 times 3, 6, that is 36, plus 3 times 12, 36 times 2, that is 72, which is equal to 108 cm cube. Okay. Guys, before I forget, also, actually, I have already shared the answers, right? And you have to solve the questions, okay? And after that, you can check your answer. Is it correct or not? For example, let's say I just solved this, okay? How do I check this answer? All right, here, let me just share my screen. Okay, here, grade 7, the answer is 6 to 9, for example. All right. Here, what is it? It is 9, right? Exercise 9, review questions 9. Okay. Now we are solving these questions. Adilhan, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. Here, review questions 9. Now here we are solving review questions 9, right? And there is 1A, part A, the volume. What is the volume? We got 108. Now check the answer. What is the volume? 108. So we got the right answer. Okay, that's no problem. Continue to the next question. If your answer is different from these answers, at that time, you should try one more time. And still you got wrong, different answer, then you have to bring those questions to this class. Mr. Qasim, I tried this question, but I got wrong answer. Then we will check, is your solution wrong, or you made a mistake somewhere, or there's a technical mistake in the book, okay? Because guys, if you do not see your mistakes, you cannot improve, right? So if you make a mistake and now you learn your mistake, that means that you are making improvement. Okay, actually you should see your mistake. How about question B? Okay, let's continue. In question B, it says that find the volume and surface area of each of the following prisms, right? And how about the surface area? To find the surface area, as you see here, all faces are rectangles. Okay. So all faces are rectangles, right? Now, let me just start from the top, okay? As you see here, top, right? And if you look at this part, this, right? And the other side, they are equal, right? I should just find this area, the shaded region, and multiply by 2, right? And also here, right, this part, right, the other side, also the same. We should just multiply by 2, right? So here, if you just find this area, the rectangle, that will be 2 times the part that's facing to us. The length is 16, right? It is 3 plus 6 plus 3. That's equal to, what is it? 12, okay? The first rectangle. It is 12 times width is equal to 2. Plus, how about the top part? That is, the width is 2 and length is 6. That's equal to 2 times 6. On the other side, also, we have the same thing. And how about this rectangle? That is 3 times 2. Plus, that is 3 times 2, right? Also this side and the other side. Okay. Plus, and how about the top and bottom? Top and bottom here is, as see here, this is, let's say 1 and 2 and 3, right? It is exactly the same as the area of the bottom, right? The bottom is just touching the ground. So what is it? The big rectangle, the length is 12, right? It is 12 times, and the width is 3. That's equal to 3. Now, if you evaluate this, 2 times 12 times 2, it is 24. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 2, it is 6. And 12 times 3, it is 36, which is equal to 50, 68, right? It is 2 times, is it? 36, 42, 78. Okay, 78, which is equal to 154 cm squared, if I'm not wrong. Salim, did you understand this? The 24, that's a big long rectangle. It is 3 plus 6 plus 3, that's equal to 12 times 2, that's equal to 24. And 2 times length, it is 6, that's equal to 12, the second part, right? And this part, 3 times 2, it is 6. And the big one is 12 times 3, that's 36. That's equal to 154. All right. Let me just check the answer. The answer is 168. Why 168? So we made a mistake somewhere here, right? Why? How did you get 154? Okay, all right, I got it. Okay, here you just forgot one thing here. We did not include these two rectangles, right? We did not include these rectangles. So that is 2 times 3. Also here we have, I should add this here. Okay, and plus 2 times 3, such rectangle we have 2. That's equal to, what is it, 6, 12. So that's equal to, this one is 6, 1, 6, 8 cm squared. Because 2 times 7 is 8, 156. Plus also we should include this one, right? And then we get the answer. Okay, guys, thank you very much. That much is enough for today. Okay, practice those test questions. All right. So if you need the answer, also I can give you the answers. You have to solve it and check your answer. Is your answer correct or not? In this way, you can improve. And usually, guys, just suggestion again, if you really want to learn, it should be somewhat interactive. You need to keep your cameras on or ask more questions. And in this way, you can make improvement. Just coming and watching and sitting, and I don't know. So how many chapters there are overall? 10, 11. How many chapters there are overall? 10, 11. What do you mean by that? Huh, Selin?
I mean that we're on chapter 9 and how many chapters there are overall?
Overall, actually, Selin, it is 15, but now I'm not going to teach everything, okay? Maybe I will skip some. Now we have 3 more important chapters. It's about speed, rate, and ratio. And after that, we'll talk about arithmetic problems, and we'll talk about statistics and simple probability, and I will finish the course, okay? And after that, we will practice more SASMO questions, okay? Maybe like 2-3 weeks, we will study more. And after that, we will do revision. Like 1 month, we will do revision and different types of questions, okay?
Can you please send this presentation?
Okay, all right. Guys, thank you very much. Once again, next time, don't be late. If possible, join the class 5 minutes earlier, all right? Because if you wait, that means you're gonna skip the questions and we will not wait for anybody. And you have to solve the questions during the in the given time. Thank you very much. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye. Have a good day ahead, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.